co-optees and members of the public, thank you for coming to this planning committee meeting. We're going to start the meeting, and first of all, item 2, any apologies for absence?
Apologies from Councillor Marie, who is working.
Okay, thank you. Declarations of interest, to receive any declarations of disclosable pecuniary interest from members of the public, in respect of business to be transacted on the agenda. Do you have any interest to be declared? No?
Do you want me to?
I don't think you need to. Minutes of the planning committee. To note the minutes of the planning committee held on the 15th of February 2023, and to consider any matters arising from those minutes not covered elsewhere on this agenda. Do we note those minutes?
Yeah, recommend noting the minutes.
Okay. Seconded. All those in favour? Thank you. Item 5 I'm going to skip over. Item 5 I'm going to skip over because I don't think it's worth having a further argument on this matter. If you're happy with that. Item 5, public participation. A 15-minute session is set aside for members of the public to make representations at the meeting in respect of business on this agenda. Do we have any members of the public who wish to speak? No. Okay, now we move on to 6 planning applications. The first one is reference 23-00098, 76A Strand Street, Sandwich, CT30 9HX. Proposal, erection of side roof dormer extension and insertion of Juliet balcony. I've been to look at this property from both the front and the back. I think the addition of a dormer with a flat roof in this location is completely alien to the conservation area. The Juliet window is not appropriate, and so my strong recommendation is that we strongly object to this application.
I'd like to. I just wanted to say exactly the same. I've been to see the property myself, and perhaps when the trees are in full bloom over the back, it won't be too bad. But this time of year, the Juliet balcony in that window totally inappropriate for the building there. So, although it's not a listed building, the other buildings adjacent to the property are listed as well. So there is a strong heritage concern about this one. Also, if you looked at the materials that they said they were going to use, they quoted things: concrete roof tiles, white UPVC for dormer windows and balcony doors. It's all totally inappropriate. So I'd second that recommendation.
Any other comments? John, any comments?
No, second what Paul's just said.
I mean, there are no flat roofs generally within that area at all. So are we agreed? So I'm proposing that.
I'll second it.
Just so we're distilling it down into material planning considerations.
Yeah.
Appearance and design of development and materials proposed is contrary to the area. The impact on the character and appearance of the area. The effect on listed buildings and conservation area. Yeah, that's probably sufficient.
All those in favour of that? You have enough there, Karen, to be able to write that up. Thank you. Next one is 22/00666. Location Unit 3, the White Mill, Ash Road, Sandwich. Proposal, erection of a single-storey rear extension. Existing extension to be demolished. Any comments on this one?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that I think it'd be a good idea to support this one. It's a very long established business, and then from the plans you can see that where the development's going to be is alongside their entrance road, so it won't be seen, it won't cause any concerns in it. I think it support a business to
it improves the appearance, I think.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah, so proposal seconded. All those in favour? We strongly support. Strongly support. Thank you. Next one is 23/00183. Location Whitefriars, 34 New Street, Sandwich, CT13 9AB. Proposal demolition and rebuild of existing chimney stack. I thought this was a very thorough and detailed application. Any comments?
No, I was just going to say exactly the same. The agents are well-known, Clagues, a well-known agency, architectural agency, and all the diagrams, everything they put in there. I mean, it'd be difficult to refuse it, I think. So I'm all for strongly recommending this work to be undertaken.
Any other comments? So strongly support, seconded. All those in favour? Okay. Next one is also the same, Whitefriars, 34 New Street, 23/00182, 34 New Street, Sandwich, CT13 9AB, proposal replacement chimney stack. Same again?
Yeah, I was going to say same again then.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Franklin. All those in favour? Strongly support. Thank you. The next one is 23/00182. Sorry, I've done that one. Next one is 23/00167. Location is Mariners, Sandown Road, Sandwich, CT13. Proposal erection of a double garage. That's the card.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I just want to say actually I would recommend this proposal. It was very in keeping with the area. The materials that they said they were going to use were the same materials that properties adjacent were actually used as well. It's mock Tudor, like the main building there, and it'll be tucked behind the hedge. So apart from the unusual clock tower, you probably won't even notice that.
I think the clock tower is not in the current plan, is that correct? It's been scaled down. I mean, the clock tower looks great, but it seemed to me a bit too massive for that location.
I'm happy to recommend this.
On the planning portal, it showed the amended plans without the clock tower.
Oh, I didn't see
Is
that.
that-
Sorry.
Is that right? Yeah. So
I'm still happy to recommend.
So you're happy, so you recommend approval, support?
Support with the tree warden has made a mention of the hedge.
Yes.
Retaining the hedge.
Yes.
Encourage
Yes,
it to
so-
retain it.
So we support this proposal, but with the recommendation that the existing hedge be left untouched, retained. All those in favour? Okay. The next one is 23/00215, location 6 St George's Place, Sandwich, CT13 9LW. Proposal is to raise the canopy onto a height of 2 metres above ground level of one large. Pollard 2 multi-stemmed sycamores to approximately 5.5 metres and remove largest stem from T1, all the subject of Tree Preservation Order number 3199. I think that's meant to be a date, is it? 199? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is supposed to be a date.
So, any comments on this one? The tree warden, I think, is regretfully in favour because of the splitting of the trunks and so on.
Yeah, I'd say recommend approval for this.
So,
Yeah, one leading towards the house a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
so support.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favour of supporting this? Thank you. The next one is 23/00232. Location is 54 New Street, Sandwich, CT13 9BB. Proposal is erection of outbuilding retrospective. The outbuilding is a kind of barbecue entertainment area.
I have to declare an interest because it's a neighbour. Without expressing any views, I would just like to say that they commented if someone complained to the council and it wasn't us.
I think you'll have to sort that out.
Or if they're listening.
I was just going to say, obviously, anybody that's been to go and see it, it's actually very difficult to see it. So if you hadn't had the photographs, you wouldn't see it. And it is purely for leisure and recreation use. So I would thoroughly recommend this one. It is unfortunate, it's a retrospective one, but possibly at the time they didn't know that outbuildings needed planning at all, so I can't see any reason to turn it down myself. So.
And the fact that it's open aspect, maybe they didn't think they needed
Exactly.
permission.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just to qualify what Councillor Carter said, a normal building like that anywhere outside of a conservation area would be permitted development. It's only because it's within the conservation area that it requires this, so I hazard that it was unintentional that it's come this way.
so Councillor Carter saying
recommend approval.
support for this, a second, all those in favour? Yep. Next one is 23/00225, location trees, that's the name of the property, St George's Lee Sandwich CT13 9JS. Proposal is erection of 2-storey side extension, single-storey rear extension and solar panels to front roof slope, existing garage to be demolished. I had a look at this and it is a fairly major addition to this property. But I note the neighbour has written in saying neither rejecting nor supporting, but recognising that the property needs to be modernised.
Yeah, I was just going to say the history of the property. It was very run down when it was sold just recently, and I believe the owners have been doing refurbishments to it. But from the plans that I've seen, I think it will actually make an improvement to the property. And the redeeming feature about it is they've retained the garage space on the ground floor, so to increase the parking, because they haven't actually got very much parking. They've got a very small space to go onto there. So the only thing that I don't know if Councillor Friend knows at all about the solar panels. I don't think we can object against those at all. Is that correct?
I think it's more a courtesy that the solar panels have been included in the application because it's outside the conservation area and that does come under permitted development. But yeah, the only thing that the committee may be minded to do is to request a electric vehicle charging point as part of the amendments.
Any other comments? So are you proposing we support this?
Oh yeah, indeed, yeah. Propose support the planning application that's been submitted.
You second it. Councillor Pennington seconds it. So we support and add Councillor Friend's suggestion that an electric vehicle charging point should be provided.
There's a bit of a contradiction. Yeah, it's a very good idea. I think that should apply to lots of planning applications. Why pick on people who are good enough to put solar panels on their roof?
So with Councillor Wiles will know, and Councillor Carter especially, when we went through the local plan, the new rules that are coming into force, that with this type of amendment that's that substantial, there will be a presumption to include energy efficient solar panels and vehicle charging points. So I suppose we're just being prudent in trying to implement those new strategies earlier than being adopted.
We did put an amendment in that all the notion of zero carbon and energy efficiency should apply to retrofitting as well as to new builds. So,
I'm not objecting, I'm just saying, why didn't we say that for everybody?
well, it's a good point, but in future we should perhaps. So
I think that's the case. I'm prepared to accept that amendment.
yeah,
That any new garaging that does actually have electrical charging points. So I know the site on Dover Road, they had to amend that to include electrical charging points to any property that had a garage attached to it.
I mean I'm no expert on this, but is electrical charging, can you just take it off an existing three
Yeah.
plug?
Yeah.
You can, it's very slow.
But the cost is not massive.
It's not prohibitive.
Okay,
Has
so
to be installed by professional electricians.
Yeah. so it's a higher boost of power. Yeah. Okay, so you're proposing that
Proposing
Support.
acceptance of plan application.
with an electric charging point. All those seconded? We have a seconder, Councillor Franklin. All those in favour? Thank you. So that's all the planning applications. Next item is planning decisions. And we have an update on some of the ones you'll be familiar with from recent meetings. Are there any in there that you'd like to comment upon? I note the property at Ash Road at the railway crossing has been approved.
Granted, yeah.
Any others?
I don't think so.
Okay. Next item 8 is street furniture applications. To receive and consider any applications made to DDC in relation to a street furniture consent application under the Local Government Miscellaneous Provisions Act of 1982. None?
None to consider.
Okay. 9 is licensing. To consider any licensing notices and issues received from Dover District Council. None?
None to
Don't.
consider.
There is one that's come through, might have missed, but yeah, there is a new application for a grant of a premises licence to the Quayside Bar and Grill at Highway Marine for the sale of alcohol Monday to Sunday 7am until 10pm, and DDC are inviting comments by the 7th of April. I'll forward that email to you, Karen.
Okay. 10 is enforcement. Consider any enforcement notices and issues received from Dover District Council. Anything?
The only other one that I'm working on at the moment that is additional to the outstanding ones is the Montague Place development, the removal of the hedges and trees and the filling in of the bank. I spoke to Councillor Franklin the other day as well, because there's potentially an issue with the fencing along the allotments, but he's going to check that out in the next few days and get back to me. But yeah, we'll
Got to allotment holders.
Yeah.
The tree warden contacted me about this because there'd been a resubmission of work that they wanted to do, and she was concerned that that had not come back to this committee and that they were going ahead without.
Those contractors have cut the hedge, boundary hedge, that really severe now. I think they made a cock up on their design. I don't think there's enough space for the houses actually. So it'll be okay, but it's the, what was it called? Black Lane bridle path, isn't it? So that'll have to be sorted out by Kent County Council.
Okay.
So then,
So the bridle path is being reinstated at some point.
yeah, they'll have to be approved by KCC.
Perhaps we could bring a report back on that at a future meeting to just to update us, because it's 2 or 3 years, isn't it, since the first application went through.
Yeah, probably finishing on that.
Right, correspondence 11, to receive and consider correspondence relating to planning matters, including notification of appeals against refusal of planning applications. We've had a submission from the Friends of Bexhanger campaign group asking us to consider whether that development, which is not in Sandwich but clearly is of relevance to Sandwich, whether we should comment on the application. So my suggestion is that we bring that to the next meeting. The deadline's not until May.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Are we able to see the correspondence before we deal with it?
It's on the agenda, the
It's on the, yeah.
It's on attachment 3.
Yeah, there it is.
Yes.
I mean, this is obviously a big issue locally, but
Yeah, we often comment on neighbouring parishes, we comment on like the power station, which is saying that it's we'll give us
so
Somebody's requested to speak at the council meeting at the end of March.
at the end of March.
And
Okay.
yeah.
So maybe at that meeting we could make a decision about whether we bring it to this the next planning committee in mid April.
Yeah, that's the best option, yeah, to undertake, yeah. Yeah, the lady that's coming to do the speaking could probably expand on the matter, and then that would inform a decision that would be made by the council as to whether we make a comment on that at all.
Okay. You happy with that?
That's fine.
Item 12, verbal update from our Dover District Council on matters relating to planning. That's for fruit. Nothing to add.
apart from what I've already mentioned.
Okay. 13, date of next meeting is Wednesday the 19th of April at 6:30. Thank you.